Say, in this session, we start learning chapter 2, electric potential and capacitor. I take this situation, just observe. I have plus Q1 charge at A. Now, if we want to bring Q2 charge to B, like this, at some distance R, is it easy? In fact, plus Q2, if it is also plus, then lot of repulsion will be there between Q1 and Q2, and we have to push in harder, or we have to do lot of work in order to keep Q2 at B, provided Q1 is fixed. That means if we imagine the Q1 charge is nailed down, say if that Q1 charge, I write a nail there, that means it is fixed. So to bring Q2 to that point, there is a lot of repulsion. We need to push harder, thereby we need to do work. But say, once we do the work, the energy what we spend for doing that work, where it will go? Say it is a case very similar to the case of gravitation. But before thinking of that, just observe. As we bring in the charge and place it at Q2, if we leave our hand, it starts flying up like this. Then that means that flying off shows it has kinetic energy. But from where that kinetic energy is there with the charge? That is because of the work what we have done to bring the charge to B. That work, the energy spent by us, is stored somehow in the position B of Q2. So that energy stored there, as soon as we leave our hand by keeping Q2 there, it moves faster. So that energy stored that position at that position B in Q2 is exhibited as kinetic energy. This case is very similar to the situation. If we drop, say, an object from some certain height, it starts falling down. Why? Because it has, due to the attraction of gravity, basically, while it is falling down, it is having kinetic energy. From where that kinetic energy is created? Because of the position where we are holding this pen or any object at a height from the ground, it has some energy because we have done work in lifting that object to this level. And because of that work done, some energy is stored here. As soon as we leave, it falls down. So where is that kinetic energy created? It is not created. It was there in the position of this pen or any object there. And once we leave the hand or once we remove the constraint, using that energy, or that energy gets converted into kinetic energy. So such stored energies are called as potential energies. In fact, what I said just now is for gravity, and what we said just before this is for electric case. That is, whenever there is a charge Q1 fixed at A, if you want to bring charge Q2 to point B, then we have to do some work. Because of that work, some energy is spent, and that energy is stored in the system of two charges Q1 and Q2. And that energy is manifested as soon as you remove the constraint on Q2. That means if you are holding it, if you leave that, it starts flying off with kinetic energy. So that shows us clearly this system of Q1 and Q2 is having some potential energy. Potential means stored energy. And that is exhibited as soon as you leave Q2 or remove constraint on Q2, it simply flies off. So that gets converted into kinetic energy. So that is the idea of potential energy. So how to define potential energy? So we start learning the definition. We imagine, say at C, Q2 was previously. We want to bring it to B. Then some work is done, say 5 joules of work is done. Then can we say potential at B of Q2, potential energy of Q2 at B 5 joules? It's wrong, because somebody has already done work to bring it to C. From C only we have done it. Therefore, always it's not possible to measure just by bringing from some other point to that point, because someone already did work to bring that charge to that point from where we start moving it. So, what is exactly the definition of potential energy then? In fact, what we measure as 5 joule in this example in pushing from charge Q2 from C to B is what we call as potential energy difference. Potential energy difference. Because it is the difference in potential energy from C to B, because someone already did some work to bring it to C. Now we are doing extra work to bring it to B. That's what we call as potential energy difference. In fact, in electrostatics, at many points, we require only potential energy difference, not potential energy. But before that, we try to learn to define potential energy. So potential energy means, observe, we cannot think of C to B because it is potential energy difference. So potential energy means it is the total work done by some agent to bring the charge from a position where the given charge effect is not there and no work is required to done from there to the point B or some point. So what is that point where initial charge effect is not there, or in this example Q1 effect is not there? What is that point? According to Coulomb's law, say if we write force is Q1 Q2 by R square into K. Therefore, when force becomes 0, then only effect of Q1 on Q2 or Q2 on Q1 0. When, according to this formula, at what distance the force becomes equal to 0? Just think over it. In fact, distance R is in the denominator. So for F to become 0, R to be infinity. So once we keep a separation between Q1 and Q2 as infinity, then only effect of Q2 is not there on Q1 and effect of Q1 is not there on Q2. Therefore, observe, we can generate a definition of potential energy. In fact, it is the amount of work done in bringing the Q2 or given charge from infinity to the given point against the repulsion by other charge without accelerating it. Very important. Let me define it once again. Potential energy is the amount of work done in bringing the charge from infinity to the given point against the repulsion by another charge without accelerating it. Why are we adding the phrase without accelerating it? If you accelerate it, you are supplying some energy and its kinetic energy will be more, then you cannot measure exact potential energy. That's why we must say without accelerating it. Now, observe. So let me go for the definition of potential energy once again. It is the amount of energy or amount of work done in bringing the given charge from infinity to the given point against the repulsion by another charge without accelerating it. And also, it is more specific to say potential energy of this two charge system Q1 and Q2. It's not correct to say potential energy of Q2 because the idea is wrong. Only when Q1 is there, Q2 potential energy will be there. That's why we say potential energy of charge Q1 or Q2 is not correct. It is always correct to say potential energy of system of two charges Q1 and Q2 are many charges. Therefore, potential energy definition we just go through and then we proceed on to next one. Amount of work done in bringing given charge from infinity to the given point against the repulsion from other charge without accelerating it. With this idea now, what is potential energy difference, say from C to B? It is also defined like that. It is the amount of work done in pushing the charge from one point to another point against the repulsion without accelerating it. Only one small change. Instead of from infinity, we say from one point to another point without accelerating it. Everything remains same as for potential energy. Only thing, instead of infinity, you have to use from one point to another point. Let me repeat the definition of potential energy difference, and it is very much used in our, as I said, calculations. A potential energy difference is the amount of work done in pushing given charge from one point to another point against the repulsion from another charge. So with that definition of potential energy and potential energy difference, now we are all set to learn a very important quantity. What is that we think of now? Say, let me go for this. Say, we have a charge Q there. Instead of Q1, I am calling Q. Another point, say at A, charge Q is there. At B is the point which is at a distance R. Now, if I want to bring a charge Q naught from infinity to B, what is the work done? We calculate. Say, work done W is the thing spent when we bring charge Q naught from infinity to B. But observe, I require potential energy per unit charge. Say, our work done per unit charge. How much work is done per unit charge? For that I say like this. For Q naught, W is the work done. For one charge, say unit charge, what is the work done? W by Q naught. In fact, this quantity, work done per unit charge, or work done is also nothing but potential energy. Potential energy per unit charge is what we denote by V, or it is called as potential, electric potential or potential. Observe, potential is different from potential energy. Potential is amount of work done per unit charge, but potential energy is amount of work done in bringing any given charge from infinity to the given point against the repulsion from other charge. Therefore, potential energy and potential are different units, and they are altogether different quantities also. Now observe. So we define electric potential at B. It is the amount of work done in bringing unit positive charge, because instead of Q naught, I am taking what I have calculated here is one for one charge, that is plus one charge or plus 1 coulomb in SI unit. Therefore, we define it like this. Electric potential at a point is defined as amount of work done in bringing unit positive charge from infinity to the given point against the opposition without accelerating it. That is what we call as electric potential. Let me repeat it. Very important definition. In the board exam, it may be asked. Define electric potential at a point is the question. How to define it? It is amount of work done in pushing unit positive charge from infinity to the given point against the repulsion without accelerating it. That is the thing. And observe, a simple expression for potential, if you don't have unit positive charge, if you bring Q naught, then potential expression is W by Q naught. W is the work done for Q naught. For one, it is W by Q naught. That is the potential. Can you guess now what is the unit for potential? What is the unit for W? It is work done. So work done is measured in joule and charge unit coulomb. So joule per coulomb is the unit of potential, and its standard form, as you know from your 10th standard, volt. Volt is the definite name for electric potential unit, and 1 volt is joule per coulomb. Now we want to define what is 1 volt. Electric potential at a point is said to be 1 volt when 1 joule of work is done in bringing 1 coulomb of charge from infinity to the given point against the repulsion without accelerating it. Without accelerating it. Very important. This is also a very important question from the point of view of board exam. Let me repeat once again. Electric potential at a point is said to be 1 volt when 1 joule of work is done in bringing 1 coulomb of charge from infinity to the given point against the repulsion, or against field also we say, from without accelerating it. That is the definition of 1 volt. Once we learn these things, we want to derive expression for electric potential at a point. We want to derive that now. Our electric potential at a point due to a point charge, we want to derive it now by using the definition. We go for the derivation. Just observe, for that derivation I proceed like this. Literally we proceed in a simple manner according to the definition. Say I have a charge, I want to derive expression for electric potential, a 5 marks derivation. Electric potential. Say I consider a charge Q at A. I consider point B at R distance, and I want to calculate electric potential at B. For that, I consider another point C at small distance dr dash from B and at distance r dash from A. Now, what is our plan in calculating the work done to bring unit positive charge from infinity to B is, first we write down work done in pushing unit positive charge from C to B, and then we integrate it to from infinity to the given point. Therefore, the work done, I write down, just observe, the work done in pushing unit positive charge from C to B is dW, I write small work done, is equal to F dot dr, F dot dr dash, because dr dash is the displacement from C to B, F is the force applied. In fact, strictly speaking, we must write F external. But observe, F external is the force what we are applying it. But what is the electric force acting on unit positive charge placed at this point? These two are positive, so there is a repulsion this way. This is F electric. And in the opposite direction, F external will be there. F external, this green one, F external. Therefore, so to calculate actually work done, we replace F external by F electric. Therefore, the dW equals F electric dot dr dash, and observe F electric dot dr dash, they have 180-degree difference. Therefore, I must write F electric with minus sign dr dash only, because cos theta, which is 180 there, minus sign F dot dr is AB cos theta according to dot product. That minus sign exists, or else we can simply think of F electric and dr dash are in opposite direction. Therefore, we are writing minus sign there. With this, we write F electric expression. What is F electric expression according to Coulomb's law? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into what is the force? F electric or F external on unit positive charge. Say on unit positive charge, so 1 divided by distance r dash square I write. Because it is at r dash, it is at C. Force on unit positive charge at C. Therefore, we substitute that to dW. What is we have is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r dash square dr dash. Now, to get the total work done from infinity, we integrate that. W equals or else we write total work done in pushing unit positive charge from infinity to B is, I write down like this, infinity to B is, I write down like this, just observe, W equals integral of dW, but we write, substitute for dW, minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r dash square dr dash. But what is the limit for r dash? It is from infinity to the given point. So I write infinity as the lower limit and given point means at a distance r, not r dash, r. So r dash varies from r to the infinity to r. So we integrate this, take out sign there, 1 by 4 plus naught and q also. What we left inside, infinity to r, 1 by r dash square dr dash. But observe, 1 by r dash square can be written as minus q by 4 pi epsilon naught integral infinity to r dash to the power of minus 2 dr dash. So if you integrate this by using the formula integral a to b x to the power of n dx as x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1 from in a to b, and after that we have to replace x by b first and then x by a with minus sign in between. Same with the same idea we do that now. W equals minus q by 4 pi epsilon naught r dash to the power of minus 2, say r dash to the power of minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1 and limits infinity to r. So minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, it becomes plus now, minus into minus plus. So I write q by 4 pi epsilon naught and r dash, instead of r dash I have to write r there, r to the power of minus 1 infinity to r. If we write this like this, say q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by r from infinity to r, we substitute there W equals 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into 1 by r dash here, r dash to the power of minus 1, r dash there, r dash 1 by r minus 1 by infinity. Therefore, finally W equals 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r, as 1 by 4 infinity is 0. But observe, according to our idea, this work done is work done on unit positive charge in bringing it from infinity to given point. So from definition of potential, this W equals V at P. V means potential at B. Therefore, potential V equals 1 by, therefore potential B equals, I write it here, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. This is the idea for potential. This derivation is very important from the point of view of board exam. So I just go through the derivation once again. Observe carefully. I considered a point A where the charge q is there. I considered another point B at distance r. I considered as another point C at small distance dr dash from B and r dash from A. Now our aim is to first calculate work done in moving unit positive charge from C to B. For that we have done work done as F external dot dr. F external means we are pushing it towards the B. But actually repelling force is F electric, which is in the opposite direction. That's why work done by us is F external dot dr. But equivalent work is done against the field. That's why we write W as F electric dot dr, and as they are opposite, we, instead of A dot B means AB cos theta there, Instead of that, we get minus sign because theta becomes 180 there. Cos 180 is minus 1. So we simply write dW as minus F electric dr dash. But F electric is force on unit positive charge at C due to charge Q. Therefore, according to Coulomb's law, 1 by force naught Q by R dash square at C. Therefore, work done dW equals minus 1 by force naught Q by R dash square dr dash. Now we are all set to calculate total work done, that is in bringing it from infinity. So I write down total work done in pushing unit positive charge from infinity to B is given by, we have to integrate it. I write down, I have written W equals integral of dW. For dW we substitute infinity to R the limit minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R dash whole square dr dash minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught, as they are constant we have taken them out. Infinity to R integration 1 by R dash square dr dash, and observe R dash square can be written as R dash to the power of minus 2, and then by using the formula A, integral A to B x to the power of n dx, x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1 A to B. So we can integrate this R dash to the power of minus 2, where we get R dash to the power of minus 2 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1 from infinity to R. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Minus 2 plus 1 minus into minus plus. So it amounts to be, becomes plus there, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R to the power of minus 1, R to infinity to R limit. Now if we substitute Q by R 1 by 4 epsilon naught, instead of R minus 1, I write R 1 by R dash. Therefore, W equals 1 by 4 epsilon naught Q into 1 by R minus 1 by infinity, replacing the R dash by R in the upper limit first, minus lower limit to be replaced, to be applied for R dash there. So W equals 1 by infinity is 0, 1 by 4 epsilon naught Q by R, and from definition of electric potential, this W is nothing but potential at V at that point at B. Therefore, V equals 1 by epsilon naught Q by R. This is what we need to learn in this session. In the next session, we'll learn some more numericals on this.